this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Colorado is trying to silence free speech again. A state law forces businesses to use customers' preferred pronouns, even if they're biologically inaccurate. With the help of Alliance Defending Freedom, a Christian bookstore and a sports apparel company are challenging the law. But a court recently ruled against them. They appealed the ruling, and with the ADF's help, they'll keep fighting another attempt by Colorado to skirt the First Amendment. Learn more about how you can support free speech by texting RPA to 83848 or going to joinadf.com/RPA. Sponsored by Alliance Defending Freedom.
When you own your own business, you own every decision.
Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with the toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team.
Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member of FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
Based on the best-selling novel from Carly Fortune, the new Prime original series Every Year After follows Sam and Percy across 6 summers as they take a second chance at a love that never really let go. It's the kind of story that brings you back to a summer crush you never fully got over, or a friendship that almost turned into something more. With slow burn tension, lakeside nostalgia, and that lingering what if, it's the kind of show people say they couldn't stop watching and were a little emotionally destroyed by, in the best way. Watch Every Year After, streaming June 10th, only on Prime.
This is Red Pilled America.
Why haven't you followed us on Twitter yet? Or Instagram and Facebook? Following us on social media is the easiest way to support the show, and it's free. Just visit redpilledamerica.com. Click on the social media icons at the bottom of the page, then give us a follow. And don't forget to visit our store by clicking shop at the top of redpilledamerica.com. We have hats, candles, beer mugs, t-shirts, a book, keychains, and a bunch of other things. You can even buy gift certificates for your friends and family.
And if you want to listen to Red Pilled America's newest episodes ad-free, become a Backstage subscriber. You'll get access to our entire archive of episodes and our members-only podcast. Just visit redpilledamerica.com and click Join in the top menu. That's redpilledamerica.com and click Join in the top menu. Now on with the show. In the lead-up to RPA's special episodes celebrating America's 250th birthday, we thought we'd replay our epic 8-part series, What's an American? This series was originally launched on April 7th, 2025. Enjoy.
I'm not willing to have a discussion about the definition of what an American is. Everybody knows what an American is.
It sounds like an easy enough thing to define, but that topic is far more difficult to answer than expected. Researching this topic has taken us down some unanticipated rabbit holes, the kind that make claims like foreigners control America look more like reality than theory.
We're now known as an occupied country. We're an occupied country, can you believe?
We've been forced to confront taboo subjects, the kind that get people canceled, all to answer the question, what is an American? I'm Patrick Corelchi.
And I'm Adriana Cortez.
And this is Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
This is not another talk show covering the day's news. We're all about telling stories.
Stories Hollywood doesn't want you to hear.
Stories the media mocks. Stories about everyday Americans that the globalists ignore.
You can think of Red Pilled America as audio documentaries, and we promise only one thing. The truth. Welcome to Red Pilled America. just as Americans were getting ready to settle in for the 2024 Christmas holiday, a story broke.
President-elect Donald Trump announced the appointment of a man named Sriram Krishnan.
Donald Trump picked Krishnan as his AI advisor. Krishnan has an impressive resume. He has worked with the world's leading internet platforms like Facebook, Twitter, which is now X, and Snap. He'll be advising Trump on AI or artificial intelligence and working alongside David Sachs, the former CEO of PayPal.
With major fights brewing over Trump's more high-profile nominees, Krishnan's appointment seemed small potatoes in the big scheme of things. But the little development would eventually spark a civil war within the MAGA movement. Shortly after the announcement, investigative journalist Laura Loomer uncovered Krishnan's stance on a hot-button issue, that being H-1B visas. An H-1B visa is a type of U.S. work visa that purports to bring so-called highly skilled immigrant workers to America. This category of visa is supposed to only be used when a qualified American can't be found. But U.S. employers have famously abused the process.
Well, CIBC announced this week it would be cutting some 130 positions, and they will outsource that work to India. But adding insult to injury, it's forcing those employees who are losing their jobs to help with the training of their replacements.
Proponents claim that abuse of H-1B visas is negligible. Only 85,000 of these visas are handed out per year, and there is a cap on how many are issued to each country. Krishnan was born in India and came to the U.S. in 2007 via a work visa. He was naturalized in 2016. Over the years that followed, he'd become a vocal advocate for removing the country caps on H-1B visas. Krishnan wanted to open the floodgates to Indian immigrants. Laura Loomer brought attention to his advocacy by showing the receipts. Krishnan devoted entire podcast episodes to the topic.
This is a topic that we have not just cared about for a while, but lived through, and that is the topic of skilled immigration.
At one point, he even jokingly advocated for Indian immigrants to avoid the visa process altogether by just marrying an American.
The elephant in the room is just get married to a U.S. citizen, make that happen.
Stay tuned for our upcoming episode on finding romance with people of the U.S.
What Krishnan was promoting was the idea of America as an economic zone to be exploited. With Krishnan now entering the role as White House AI advisor, he could help push for policies that would open the door to a new tidal wave of immigrant tech workers that would take jobs meant for Americans permanently. MAGA heard Laura Loomer's alarm bell, and a few began speaking out. But it was Christmas. A story of this nature at that time of year usually fizzles out quickly. But about 72 hours after Krishnan's appointment, Vivek Ramaswamy entered the conversation, and he took a surprising position.
Vivek, a political commentator of Indian descent, posted a diatribe defending big tech's hiring of foreign workers. And who was to blame for their hiring practices? According to Vivek, it was lazy Americans.
As usual with administrations, the knife fights start early, and sometimes even on Christmas. I'm referring, of course, to the massive MAGA civil war that has taken place over the Christmas holidays that began with the critique over H-1B visas, then a tech right versus MAGA right fight about who really is in power, and it ended with one of the most extraordinary posts I've ever seen from Vivek Ramaswamy. It basically said white people are lazy.
Vivek Ramaswamy, he says it's a cultural issue that there aren't more competitive engineers in the U.S. Here's what he said online. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World or Zach and Slater over Screech and Saved by the Bell or Stefan over Steve Urkel in Family Matters will not produce the best engineers.
Now, Vivek's prescription is that Americans instead should adopt a parenting culture like the one he was raised in, the immigrant striver model.
Vivek was scheduled to join Elon Musk's groundbreaking Department of Government Efficiency Group, or DOGE. The project was supposed to cut the fat out of the federal government. But after his post, Many feared that what Vivek meant by getting efficient was replacing Americans with cheap foreign labor. The MAGA wing of the Republican Party went nuclear.
What these guys want is they don't want employees, they want indentured servants. You saying there's not enough qualified Americans is BS. You want Indians because you know you can work them like dogs and threaten to deport them if they don't go along with the program.
And it was around this time that the world's richest man entered the debate.
Trump's new AI advisor has advocated for the U.S. to remove country-specific caps on H-1B visas. Tech industry leaders and Trump advisors Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk both made long posts on X on how their businesses rely on H-1B workers.
The ultimate tech-aligned right-wing figure that weighed in with Elon Musk tweets this quote: "The reason I am in America, along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong, is because of H-1B. Take a big step back and f*** yourself in the face."
Elon continued, "I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend."
Elon called those that disagreed with Vivek and him retards and racists, and vowed to remove them from the Republican Party by root and stem. The window between Christmas and New Year's, typically a time when culture warriors laid down their swords, erupted into a civil war.
An online debate between big tech and politics continues into the weekend. At the center of the issue, the H-1B visa program.
Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are both facing major blowback from their own supporters for not only backing, but encouraging offering more visas to highly skilled foreign workers.
This is a showdown between the big tech wing of Trump's Republican Party, led by Elon Musk, and the far-right MAGA wing. And this all started with a far-right activist, Laura Loomer, criticizing a Trump appointee's stance on expanding skilled immigration.
They want society to operate like a corporation. They believe that the most high IQ people, the tech elites, the wealthiest people in our country should be the people who are leading our society.
Perhaps the loudest voice leading the charge against the Silicon Valley tech bros was Steve Bannon.
That's the problem. The Americans are retarded. The Americans are dumb. The Americans are lazy. Well, I beg to differ.
Bannon argued that the H-1B visa had long been a tool used by Silicon Valley to lower wages of American workers.
The H-1B visa program is a total and complete scam concocted by the lords of easy money on Wall Street and the oligarchs in Silicon Valley, initially to just increase profit margins. But there's a darker element to it today, a contempt of America and American citizens, and we're not going to tolerate it.
Bannon saw the issue as a core fight not only for the MAGA movement, but for American citizens as well.
Here's our position. The program completely goes away. All of it. We're going to get HB1 visas out, root and stem, and all the workers you brought in. Just like we're deporting 15 million here, we want them deported out and give those jobs to American citizens today, and we demand they get reparations. You stole from them. You stole their lives from them. Don't talk to me. Talk to these tech wars. These people are broken.
The debate went on for days, with writers like Mike Cernovich uncovering the stunning abuses of the H-1B visa program. Some U.S. employers were trying to use the system to fill entry-level accounting positions and even jobs for convenience store cashiers. Not quite the highly skilled labor the H-1B visas purported to foster. At every turn, the Silicon Valley tech bros were getting demolished in the debate. So much so that Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and incoming AI czar, David Sachs, all backpedaled, suggesting strict parameters be added to the visa program that would eliminate the abuse. In the wake of their walkback, the debate began to simmer down. As New Year's Eve approached, some already began reflecting on the digital knife fight that had just erupted. And one man, a provocative comedian, posted a genius response to Elon that would eventually inspire our journey down a rabbit hole.
There's nothing more that makes me happier than putting on a fire, propping up my feet, popping on a movie, and curling up next to the love of my life. That being licorice from the Licorice Guy. If you've been listening to RPA for some time, then you know that licorice is my jam, and that it does not get any better than the gourmet licorice made by the Licorice Guy. They have a great selection of flavors to choose from, like red, blue raspberry, black, and green apple, just to name a few. The freshness of the licorice will blow your mind. Seriously, if you haven't tried licorice from the Licorice Guy yet, then you ain't living life right. Trust me, you will not regret it. It's time to dump that store-bought licorice that's so hard it'll break your teeth, and get yourself the soft, fresh stuff from the Licorice Guy. What I also love about the Licorice Guy is that it's an American family-owned business. It's made right here in the beautiful US of A. Right now, Red Pilled America listeners get 15% off when they enter RPA15 at checkout. Visit licoriceguy.com and enter RPA15 at checkout. That's licoriceguy.com. They ship daily. Treat yourself and those you love and taste the difference. Colorado is trying to silence free speech again. A state law forces businesses to use customers' preferred pronouns, even if they're biologically inaccurate. With the help of Alliance Defending Freedom, a Christian bookstore and a sports apparel company are challenging the law, but a court recently ruled against them. They appealed the ruling, and with the ADF's help, they'll keep fighting another attempt by Colorado to skirt the First Amendment. Learn more about how you can support free speech by texting RPA to 83848 or going to joinadf.com/RPA. Sponsored by Alliance Defending Freedom.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with the toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team.
Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member of FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Welcome back to Red Pilled America. So just as the vitriolic H-1B controversy started to cool down, a few began to reflect on the debate that had just erupted. One man, a performance artist named Sam Hyde, posted a video giving his thoughts on the outburst.
Elon Musk. By the way, please don't watch this if you're not Elon Musk, okay? This is a one-off video that we're doing. This is private. Personal. I put this in his email. I don't know how you got this.
Hyde gave a 45-minute lecture to Elon, trying to convey to the newly MAGA billionaire where he'd gone wrong.
You tapped into a critical mainline concern for the American people, and you treated it in a way that was glib and dismissive. You just became a Republican 3 months ago, and you're talking about removing a big portion of regular people, root and stem.
The lecture was peppered with strokes of genius.
You've courted the MAGA base. You wanted these people on your side. They're ready to be on your side, but you have to fight not for Ben Shapiro's idea of the country of America. the notion of America as this collection of ideas. That's not what it is. It's Americans. That's who you have to fight for. If you're in America, doing business in America, you want to be the man in America, you have to fight for the American people. That's fundamentally why I think people are pissed off here. You have to at least say that the H-1B program is being scammed. If you don't admit that, then as far as like any type of discussion that goes anywhere is concerned, it's over.
The video went mega viral on X because it got to the core frustrations of the MAGA movement.
People didn't suddenly have a flare-up of India hate. There were very few overt Indian haters spewing their nonsensical filth everywhere. 72 hours ago, most people in the MAGA base looked at Vivek Ramaswamy with some notion of admiration, or hey, that guy says cool stuff every once in a while. Hey, you know what? I think I like that guy. Now, he's got to be deported. And he's not being deported because of the color of his skin. He's being deported for the content of his character. The hate and racism and anti-Indian sentiment, it's there to the extent that Indians are being used to replace white people. That's it.
His lecture was provocative and at times outlandish.
I want to believe that Elon is one of the great men of our age and that he has what it takes to become a 21st century Andrew Carnegie.
But in total, it was a genius piece of work. It came from an unexpected voice. And as he concluded his message to Elon, Sam Hyde made a statement that would eventually send us on our quest.
We all know what an American is. And all these paragraph-long definitions and high-minded ideas, it's just propaganda. We know what an American is.
We all know what an American is. That brief statement stood out. We all know what an American is. What's an American? I thought. At first, the answer felt like a quick no-brainer. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that the answer was not so simple. According to the tech bros, an immigrant whose green card ink has barely dried could be as much of an American as a citizen that has ancestors dating back to the American Revolution. Sam Hyde had a different take.
Healthy, functioning societies, they need more than gadgets. They need a shared ideology, heritage, history, beliefs and values, religion, or they collapse and they crumble. America's not a collection of ideas. America is a people.
So what is an American? That's the question this series intends to answer.
So what's an American? There are a lot of ways to look at this question. There's the legal designation, citizenship by birth or naturalization. There's the cultural aspect of being American, things like a connection to God and country, the English language, Christmas, the 4th of July, Clint Eastwood movies, yacht rock, hot dogs at a baseball game, the Super Bowl, and apple pie. Then there's affirming the American ideals, believing in freedom of speech and freedom of religion, the right to bear arms, the right to question authority, the bravery to dream big, and the will to fight to keep the country the land of opportunity for Americans. But perhaps most importantly, there's a personal connection to the land, the story of your ancestors' quest to America, them putting their life on the line defending the country, burying your loved ones in American soil. Some of us have long ties to the land, all the way back to colonial times, to the early British colonies of Jamestown and Plymouth. Then there are much more recent arrivals, like Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek was born in Cincinnati, Ohio on August 9, 1985, to Hindu parents from South India. His mom and dad were both Brahmins, the highest caste in Indian social hierarchy system. They moved to the U.S. sometime before Vivek's birth, and neither were American citizens, a fact of which Vivek seemed to be a bit touchy about during the 2024 race for the White House.
You've lately been talking on the campaign trail more about your mother than your father, and some folks have been asking questions, and I just want to be super clear. Did your father also take the citizenship test, and is your father a citizen?
He did not, and that's a choice that he has made for familial reasons, but my mother did. And I think that every immigrant who comes to this country in order to become a full voting citizen has to do the same. And I believe in being consistent about my policies where...
So your father is not a citizen of the United States?
He's not.
Okay.
If some wondered why Vivek sounded like he favored Indian over American culture, this moment may clear things up.
And your mother, when did your mom take the citizenship test? Was it before or after you were born?
After I was born.
After you were born. Okay.
After years of being in this, following the legal process of becoming a naturalized citizen, she followed it through the legal process. And
so you gained citizenship through birthright then?
Well, but you gain citizenship through birthright citizenship in that sense too, right? I mean, every American. So what I want to do is revive a vision of citizenship where every kid who enjoys...
I'm sorry, just to backtrack. So your father is not a citizen,
They came to this country legally.
Vivek's father reportedly worked as a patent lawyer for General Electric at the time of Vivek's birth, meaning he likely came to America on a work visa. Some of his detractors have claimed that makes Vivek a so-called anchor baby, but that's not an entirely fair assessment. It's true that Vivek was born in the U.S. to non-citizen parents, but the term anchor baby suggests his parents had him in the United States to gain citizenship. According to Vivek, his father never became a U.S. citizen. Could it have helped his mother gain citizenship? Perhaps.
So my view is any kid who is born in this country of parents who are here legally, that's the scope of where birthright citizenship applies. And I think it's a very simple principle. The 14th Amendment says, subject to the laws and jurisdiction thereof. So anybody who is in this country legally, under the auspices of federal law, here legally, the kid of anyone who's in this country legally, whether or not they're an immigrant, that's the scope to whom birthright citizenship applies.
If Vivek's explanation of his parents' legal status is true, few would dispute his citizenship, or for that matter, anyone who mirrors his experience. But this citizenship aspect of defining what an American is gets trickier when discussing the topic of dual citizenship.
As soon as you ask the question, what is an American, you start to try to think about what it means to be an American and what the relationship is between different kinds of citizenship and American identity.
That's Stanley Renshaw, an author and political science professor at the City University of New York Graduate Center.
I'm primarily interested in American national identity because that is the glue that helps hold this country together.
Stanley has been studying American national identity for decades and wrote a seminal 2000 article on the subject for the Center for Immigration Studies. It's titled Dual Citizens in America, an issue of vast proportions and broad significance. While researching for this series, we found Stanley's work and have come to the same conclusion. The road to answering the question, what's an American, inevitably leads through the topic of dual citizenship.
The United States does not officially recognize dual citizenship.
A dual citizen in the U.S. is someone who is legally recognized as a citizen of the United States and another country at the same time. The topic of dual citizenship is not debated much in America. So, to get a gauge on how people feel about this topic, we spoke to you, our loyal listeners, who we affectionately call the Fam Bam. We asked many of you a series of simple questions on the topic. Do you think it's legal for an American citizen to also be a citizen of one or more countries?
Yes. Yes.
I believe it is.
I know people that have dual citizenship.
Do you think it's legal for an American citizen to also be a citizen of one or more other countries?
Do I think it's legal?
Yes.
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 I've heard that people can have dual citizenship.
As far as I know, I think it is legal.
I think it is. It just depends on the other country.
Everyone knew that dual citizenship existed and was legal for an American citizen. But there were some differences of opinion on whether dual citizenship should be allowed.
Probably not. The thinking being that, if you're a citizen of the United States, you should probably be loyal to the United States and, not to Great Britain or Zimbabwe.
Do you think it should be allowed?
Yes.
Yes.
I do.
I think it's probably
done worldwide with dual citizenship. So I guess I would say, I think that could be allowed.
I think it should be illegal because then there are no borders then. You aren't sovereign to one nation.
Do you think that dual citizenship should be allowed?
I think so. I think, yeah, because personally I was born in Mexico. I became naturalized here in the U.S. So as far as I know, I'm still a citizen of Mexico, but my allegiance is to the U.S. once I was naturalized.
It was a mixed bag. Most believe dual citizenship should be allowed, others not so much.
But then, almost everyone came back together when we asked another question, whether D.C. politicians should be allowed to be dual citizens.
Do you think U.S. senators or Congress members should be allowed to also be a citizen of a foreign country?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's a good question. I think it should be illegal. I don't think that is illegal, but I think it should be illegal.
I can't imagine that they could be.
I don't think it should be legal, but I don't know whether it is or it isn't.
This question got some of you curious.
Patrick, just out of curiosity, are there many?
What congressman do we have that has got a dual citizenship? Do you know?
We're going to get into that in this show.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I don't want to
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, no
I'm
problem.
jumping
no problem.
ahead.
And this is where the topic of dual citizenship gets shocking. What if I told you nearly 50% of U.S. Democrat senators could be citizens of a foreign nation? Would that surprise you? Or here's another one. What if I said over 40% of U.S. Democrats in the House of Representatives were in the same boat? Would you think I'm crazy? Well, if so, you'd be wrong. Both of those statistics are correct. Red Pilled America conducted a nearly 3-month analysis of every U.S. Senator and U.S. Representative in the current 119th Congress. We checked their biographies, their claimed heritage, whether they spoke of themselves as a hyphenated American, like Mexican American, Jewish American, Cuban American, Native American, and so on. We reviewed the dual citizenship laws in the countries these politicians claim to be connected to ethnically. And what we learned was that 49% of Democrats in the Senate and 43% in the House were eligible to be dual citizens. And they aren't alone. Many Republicans also fall into this category, but we'll get to that later. The bottom line here is that an extraordinary amount of DC politicians could be citizens of the same foreign nations that are impacted by the laws they pass. And here's the kicker. If your representative or senator is a citizen of a country other than America, they don't have to tell you. It's their little secret. There are no laws currently in place that require members of the House or Senate to divulge whether they are citizens of a foreign country. There have been attempts to make them fess up, but they've gone nowhere. Does that surprise you? Well, it shocked us. I mean, these are the people that pass and enforce immigration laws, craft and implement our foreign policy, declare wars, and send our hard-earned tax dollars to other countries. Shouldn't they be required to tell the American people whether they are citizens of a foreign country? And what we found even more surprising was with which nations our DC politicians potentially have dual citizenship. Matching that data with our foreign and domestic policy is a fun exercise, and we'll get to that in upcoming episodes of this series.
This potential dual citizenship phenomenon is not just in Washington, D.C. Stanley Renshaw found that in 1970, roughly 9.6 million foreign-born people were in the United States. By 1990, that number doubled to roughly 20 million. According to Pew Research, today that number has grown almost 2.5 times to roughly 48 million foreign-born people in the United States. And some estimates put that number much higher. But that statistic is only one way to look at the dual citizenship number in America. Another is by dual citizenship eligibility. A Forbes report estimates that roughly 40% of Americans are eligible for dual citizenship in Europe alone. That number doesn't even include places like Mexico.
I asked Stanley Renshaw if he received any pushback from his early articles on the topic of dual citizenship.
I happen to be Jewish, so Jews can be dual citizens of a country in Israel. And somebody asked me essentially, well, what about Jews? And my response is really the same. I said I feel the same way about Jews as I do about any other group, which is the idea of dual citizenship is not a positive one overall for American national identity. And honestly, I don't care whether you're Jewish or not Jewish, or you're Irish or you're not Irish. The issue is the way it works for attachment and emotional commitment.
Alliance Defending Freedom stands in courtrooms across the country to defend the freedoms our nation has cherished for 250 years. Life, free speech, religious freedom, parental rights. These freedoms aren't inherited, they belong to those who fight for them. ADF is approaching a critical fiscal year-end fundraising deadline. Your support helps ADF protect and defend these freedoms so they may endure for years to come. Every dollar you give will be doubled while matching funds last. Visit joinadf.com/RPA or text RPA to 83848 to give today. Sponsored by Alliance Defending Freedom.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Showtime, Paramount, Paramount Plus, and on and on. What do these streaming services have in common? They are all storytelling platforms. Which of these platforms are you supporting with your hard-earned money? Now ask yourself if the stories being told on those platforms truly align with your worldview. And if they don't, ask yourself where you go to get entertainment in the form of storytelling that does align with your worldview. Red Pilled America is that show. We are not another talk show covering today's news. We are all about telling stories. We remain the only show of our kind. And why aren't there more shows like ours? Because it's expensive to create this kind of content. That's why we need your support. Without your support, this show doesn't survive. And more importantly, there'll be zero change to the monopolistic environment of storytelling. Please visit redpilledamerica.com and click support in the top menu. Support what you love or it goes away. The choice is yours.
Welcome back to Red Pilled America. The existence of dual citizenship brings into question someone's personal connection to America. If an American citizen also has citizenship from another country, let's say Mexico, which country are they tied to emotionally? Political commentator Ben Shapiro was famously asked this question, and his answer was revealing.
Do you ever wonder if one day you'll have to flee the United States? I mean, I think that every Jew throughout world history who has a brain and knows history has always wondered if a country that is not a Jewish state is going to eternally provide them security guarantees and full citizenship, of course. I mean, that's I think to think that that's why the existence of the state of Israel is the single greatest guarantor of my loyalty to the United States, frankly. Right? Because Israel exists, that means the United States is going to be a more welcoming place for me, because Israel is there as a backstop in case anything should go wrong.
Do we all agree that an American can also have an equal or perhaps greater allegiance with another foreign country? Is that healthy for national unity? Vivek Ramaswamy's situation illuminates this further. According to Vivek, his mother became a naturalized U.S. citizen, but his father retained Indian citizenship. In the case of Vivek, by one of his parents remaining an Indian citizen and the other obtaining American citizenship, which culture does Vivek feel a stronger connection to? If we're to believe his famous H-1B visa post, some would say India. And this was a man that was running for the White House. When the time comes, will Vivek and his parents be buried here in the United States or in India? And if India, does that make him less of an American? There are many degrees of personal ties to American soil. I have ancestors that date back to colonial times, that fought in the American Revolution, the Civil War, both World Wars, and in Vietnam. Does that make me any more American than Vivek Ramaswamy? I also have grandparents that immigrated to the U.S. at a much later time. You can see how the topic starts to get tricky. Both my grandparents on my dad's side came to the U.S. from Mexico in the 1920s. They vowed to speak English in the house so their kids would assimilate. My dad's dad served in World War II. My dad served in Vietnam. My Nana on my mom's side immigrated to New York via Ireland in the early 1920s. She also served in World War II. So in one path, I have roots that go back over 3 centuries, and in the others, about 100 years. Adriana has a different connection to America.
Patrick often jokes about me barely making it into this country, but my great-grandmother first came here in the 1910s. She brought my grandma Tony to the U.S. a decade later. Grandma Tony and my grandfather were both buried here in America. My brother served in the Iraq War, but my grandparents on my dad's side and my dad died Mexican citizens. Patrick, do you think that makes you more American than me?
I'll be able to answer that before the end of this series. This is all to say that everyone's personal connection to America is much different. What does that tell us about being American? As for me, I've never really thought of myself of being anything but an American.
Neither have I. I don't call myself a Mexican-American. I call myself an American.
But looking into this topic of dual citizenship has got me to wondering, am I eligible to be a citizen in any other countries? If so, which ones? And what about Adriana? How easy would it be for us to acquire citizenship in another country? Well, I think we need to find out.
Coming up on Red Pilled America.
I think this means I could pretty easily get citizenship in these 2 countries.
For the United States, dual citizenship does make a difference because of the nature of our country, the foundations on which it's premised, and on which it rests.
To understand why this issue of dual citizenship is at the core of what it means to be American, we need to go back, way back to the dawn of the 16th century, where a British king helped set the stage for the creation of America.
A Protestant movement arose that wanted to purify the Church of England of all remaining Catholic influences. They'd come to be known as the Puritans.
And so in the womb of the Mayflowers conceived this child of self-governance, a polarity change in the flow of power on planet Earth. Instead of top down, it's bottom up.
I discovered that the National Academy of Sciences had faked a shortage of scientists and engineers to pass the 1990 Immigration Act, which came with H-1B. They spun an entire story about we need the best and the brightest, but it was all about money.
Red Pilled America is an iHeartRadio original podcast. It's owned and produced by Patrick Horelchi and me, Adriana Cortez, for Informed Ventures. Now you can get ad-free access to our entire catalog of episodes by becoming a Backstage subscriber. To subscribe, just visit redpilledamerica.com and click Join in the top menu. Thanks for listening.
This is Sophia Donner from OK Storytime. This summer, find your next obsession on Prime Video. And listen, we're not saying you need another obsession, but there could be a lot worse ones. Steamy romance, addictive love stories, and the book-to-screen favorites you've already read twice, so why not watch them a third time? Off Campus, Elle, The Love Hypothesis, and more. Slow burns, second chances, chemistry you can feel through the screen, and it makes you wish you were actually in that movie. We've got binge-worthy series, can't-miss movies, perfect for when you're ignoring your own problems or procrastinating, as one does. Your next obsession is waiting. Watch only on Prime.
When you own your own business, you own every decision.
Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with the toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team.
Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.